Good morning. Headed to the Wright Brothers Memorial. I think GPS isn't working. Internet's not working. But like, I'm in Kitty Hawk. There should be signs, right? I'll find it. Well, I got GPS back, and I figured I would just drive north, you know, like, even if I miss it. I'm not really that concerned about seeing the Wright Brothers Memorial because I think flying is stupid. I think it was a terrible invention. I think it damaged a lot of things, human nature. If we can travel like that, we don't take route anywhere. The environment, I think flying was one of the worst inventions for the human race and the planet. Obviously, it makes things convenient, but I don't think convenience is really... I'm not going to get into it. Anyway, I decided to drive north because even if I missed it, at least I was then headed to my next destination. You know, because whatever. Sun, east, west, north. Driving north. So I've been driving north for about 45 minutes. And then I finally got a GPS signal. So, then it tells me this, that, and the other thing. Point of the story is, if you drive north when you're in the Outer Banks, like, you're trapped in the Outer Banks. You can't get back to, you know, the country, the continent, the continental United States. There's just no roads that way. I had no idea of this. Now I do. But I literally have to drive 30 minutes back the direction I came just to get back to the continental United States. Which is kind of awesome if you think about it, that, like, you know, you're on this island. And I just think about, like, storms and stuff. Like, the people who are 45 minutes away from the mainland, like... And I could have kept going. Oh, if I didn't get GPS, I could have kept going. I could have been 2 hours trapped on an island. And, I don't know. That's kind of neat. I did not know that. I have to get back to the mainland before I just go north. It's funny that things like this exist. Like in Jersey, you know, everything's basically an island. But there's like a billion roads to get back, and the roads to get back are short. Like, this is legitimately, like, I don't know whose idea it was to just say, like, you know what, yeah, this is part of the U.S. I mean, I know it's like this island that, you know, should probably just stay an island, but we're gonna put one road out to it, develop it. In other news, the town of Duck is adorable. I will be passing through it again, I assume. But yeah, maybe when I get back down, I will find the Wright Brothers Memorial. Like I said, not really too concerned about it because I think flight was a stupid invention. But it is what it is. More adventures during my adventure. Okay, so 12 is the road that I am, like I said, stuck on. But it's sparkly. Like, the whole road has sparkles in it. It's gorgeous. I mean, it is 64 degrees at like 9:30 in the morning and super sunny and gorgeous, but I'm driving down a sparkly road and I love it. That maroon unmarked had somebody else pulled over again. It's so clever. Why don't more police departments have unmarked vehicles that, you know, don't still look like cop cars? I think it's fascinating. Show me your junk peddlers market. I have never, ever in my life wished so badly for a penis. Because, I mean, come on, how people walk in there and show them their junk. I want to be one of those people. Welcome to Virginia. I was unaware that Virginia is for lovers, but now I'm aware.
Welcome to Virginia.
Yes. Super weird from North Carolina to Virginia. It's like a 45 road with traffic lights. Like I was sitting at a traffic signal and the sign in front of me said, welcome to Virginia. Virginia's for lovers. And I was like, okay. Now Virginia I've been to before. Isn't Busch Gardens in Virginia? I went to DC, so I assume that has to be Virginia. But never this part of Virginia. I noticed that, like, I've been driving through suburbs. And again, I dislike suburbs. And it's really funny because I'm talking about all these different town names and how uncreative they are for just taking a name and throwing ville or town after it. And all the while, I grew up and now live in Newtown. I don't think it could get any less creative than calling a town Newtown. I mean, it's interesting that I didn't realize how boring my town was. But it's quite alright. We all can't be named. What was that town? I don't know. But there are some fun names out here. Oh my god, guys. A toll road. Which I feel like it's been forever since a toll road. But toll road takes Easy Pass. Crazy. I was starting to think no one took Easy Pass. That it should just be called Tri-State Pass. Because, you know, Pennsylvania and Jersey seem to be the only places that take it. But now Virginia just did. So, yay. Virginia's adjustable sign just told me to drive safe and have a nice day. It's much better than telling me how many people die on their road. I feel like there was a smiley face in it as well, but I feel like I might have just seen that in my mind because it was so cute. There's double white lines in Virginia, and I'm not fully understanding the purpose. I mean, you know, yellow is when you're in opposing traffic for anything, so it has to be white. But double lines mean, you know, do not cross. But doesn't a solid single white line also mean do not cross? I'm really not understanding. Really don't cross? I don't know. Double white lines though, all over America, nowhere. Virginia, keeps happening. Okay, this is effing hilarious. So, some guy's driving like a maniac, like honking at me through the Easy Pass booth, and he almost cut another guy off, goes and cuts another guy off. Guess what? He's from Jersey. He's got a Jersey plate. So, worst driver so far I've seen in the entire country, and bro happens to be from New Jersey. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside knowing that the belief that Jersey drivers are the worst drivers is holding steady. I gotta say, the Chesapeake Bay, I know it's close, I know it's boring, but it's gorgeous. Never really looked around so much before, and it's gorgeous. I was wondering why this thing was part bridge, part tunnel. Like, it just, why keep going underwater? And now I see like a barge crossing over. It's kind of clever. How are you gonna strictly enforce a speed limit on a bridge in the middle of a body of water when there's no pull-offs, there's no like, who's enforcing it strictly? There's no one here except us driving on the road. Drones? Are drones strictly enforcing it? I don't know. It was just it's a weird sign. Welcome to the eastern shores of Virginia. You'll love our nature. Is that a pun? I feel like they're making a pun there. You know? Well, I love your nature, although it is gorgeous. See, just said land of hospitality. They're talking about their nature and their nature. Pun on your sign. Good job, Virginia. I'm sitting at the slowest gas pump in the history of the world. I have never ever seen something so slow. Like, it used to be like when the gas prices first went up, but I'm talking like 20 years ago. It would seem so slow because the numbers would have to spin really fast. But, like, this is crazy. It's like 11.9 gallons, 12 gallons, 12.1 gallons. Like, that's slow, right? It must be this pump or something, because people seem to be coming and going. Like, I'm the only one who's been sitting here for 40 minutes. Yeah, it's just crazy. Virginia's littering sign just says, littering is illegal. That's all. Well, I'm in the rural part of Virginia, if assuming the whole country's not, state's not. Dilapidated buildings, antique stores, out of business fireworks stands, and a BMW and Mercedes in front of me. New ones. It's weird. Like, normally you see like pickup trucks and stuff when everything looks like this, but instead a Mercedes SUV and 7 Series BMW. So I really don't know where I am. I like the vibe here. Open fields, you know, German cars. It's different. It's a mix of things, which is what I'm all about. So blending. It's great. If I was gonna roll this thing, Virginia would be the place that I'd end up doing it. The roads are so windy, and I get the side of a mountain. I get the purpose for it. Even in Outer Banks, when you're going between, you know, different little things, but why are the roads so windy in Virginia? It just, and they're like 45 roads that go from 45 to 55, back down to 45, traffic lights. This is like the most annoying type of driving in the history of the world. I am like 200 miles away from home, but I'm over 4 hours away because these types of roads. I thought I'd be buzzing up like 95, but apparently that's not the most efficient way. Apparently windy roads with traffic signals is. At least I don't have to deal with DC or anything like that, but it's crazy. And I did see a sign that told me Maryland state line's coming up, so we're almost out of Virginia. Welcome to Maryland. Leave no one behind. I'd like to leave behind all these left lane drivers. Just because you're speeding does not mean you get rights to the left lane. I cannot believe how bad the driving is on the East Coast. I mean, that's basically it. It's East Coast stuff. I'm in Maryland, and it's 68 degrees and sunny, so I feel like it's got to be warm back home. Like, the cold snap, something must have happened. There was a big sign with flashing amber lights that said, urban area, please stay alert. And I think I may have like zoned out for the past hour and a half before that. So thank you, lights. I am in Delaware. While I was driving through the state of Maryland, I was pretty much just like processing everything that I learned about myself and everything else on the trip, things that I feel have changed me, things that ways that I've grown, ways that I realize that I still, that are still challenging for me. And I mean, I can do boredom now, which I'm super impressed with, because boredom used to make me anxious, and I'm totally fine with bored. I can do anger, and it takes a little bit more for me. My fuse is longer, I guess I'll say, for the anger, but either way, just sit with it and, everything's good. One thing that I am learning on this last leg of my trip is frustration is something that I cannot handle. So driving around here, it is insane. The sense of entitlement, I don't know a word to use. Like, I had a guy in, I think it was South Carolina, it was one of the Carolinas, cut me off. And he realized, I mean, I hit my brakes, so there was no real problem or anything. And I'm like, whatever, okay. So he cut me off. He probably didn't see me, whatever. And then he immediately got back in the other lane and like gave me a gesture, like an I apologize type thing. And that was that. I have had like 37 people blow their horns at me, people tailgating me. I mean, like, I don't know. It's very frustrating, and I'm trying to not get pissed off about it, because I'm not a road rage type person. Like, I'm just not. It takes a lot for me to get pissed off. But it's not taking a lot on these roads. Because people are just, like I said, number one, just because you're surpassing the posted speed limit does not give you the right to be in the left lane. Just because I'm in a large vehicle absolutely does not mean I don't know how to drive. You see tractor trailers, you always think to yourself, well, they know how to drive. You see a U-Haul, you think to yourself, stay away. Anything that's rented, like, okay, fine. But like I said, how easily frustrated I am. I thought maybe this trip would ease that, and it hasn't. But 3 more hours of this kind of driving, and I'm sure, I am certain that I will master my ability to not get frustrated, or not let frustration, not get there. That's the one thing left that Julie has to learn, how to deal with frustration. So here I go. As I sit here trying to deal with frustration, which deep breathing helps like you would not believe with that. I realize I have 3 days to pay my traffic violation ticket from Amarillo. But what that made me realize is that I have never, since I've been a fully licensed driver, received a traffic violation, a ticket, ever. The only ticket I've ever received in my entire life was while I still had my learner's permit, and a state nabbed me doing 94 on 95, whatever. Back in the year 2000. I have, like, that comes as a surprise to me, because I do break traffic laws quite consistently, although I never, I'll never speed in a residential neighborhood, a school zone, like, things that are obviously unsafe. reckless. That's reckless. Seriously, bro, learn offset, or is that just a thing? Dude's wheels are poking like 4 inches out the wheel well. Flare your wheel wells at least. Anyway, yeah, so my first ticket as a fully licensed driver. I'm gonna frame it. Also, by the way, if y'all didn't take note of my couple video back, I'm in Delaware. Wayne's World reference. Y'all can't be my friends anymore. I was starting to think the entire state of Delaware was just one big giant suburb, you know, until I hit like Dover or Wilmington. Dover and Wilmington, those are 2 cities. But I'm finally in what would be considered more of a country-esque, what do you call it? I mean, there's cities, there's suburbs, and there's country? Something like that? Rural. There it is. There is a rural area of Delaware, and I enjoy driving in rural areas more than anything else, obviously. Less people, and the people who are driving seem to know how to drive. So, yeah, I'm in rural Delaware. It's so bland, it's not even funny. It's actually slightly funny how bland it is. But I'm in Delaware and it's still 66 degrees. So, like I said, maybe winter quit while I was gone. Welcome to Pennsylvania. First impressions? It's just like Delaware. Nothing. Delaware is uneventful. Nothing good, nothing bad. It just, Delaware just is. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of life just is. So, kudos Delaware. I don't know that I've ever been in this part of Pennsylvania before, and it is awful. Like, completely awful. The houses are destroyed. There's people, cars everywhere. There's graffiti everywhere. Like, if I just didn't know anything and just drove through this part of Pennsylvania, I'd be like, whoa, this is the worst part of America that I've been through thus far. And traffic. This is the first official traffic I have hit in almost 3 weeks. In 6,600 miles of driving. It's crazy. It's like 3 o'clock. It's not like, you know, rush hour. And the Google thing told me to go this way because there was traffic the other way. So this is the least amount of traffic, and I've already stopped and go, like stop and go traffic. Like I said, if I was not from here and was just trying to get my impressions of Pennsylvania coming from this way, and what's this guy doing? You're gonna ride the shoulder and pass me? No, he saw better of it. Yeah, I'd be like, no, get me out of here. Worst state ever. Now, I don't feel as though I've driven through any states where I've just hit like the worst parts of them, because the states I didn't like, I had a decent amount of time in and through. But yeah, this is horrible. Like, there's just, oh, it's disgusting. There is debris everywhere. There's a random dude walking down the side of the highway. Like, it's just, it's awful. And the roads are obviously not great either. But I think it's funny. Like I said, I don't know if I've ever been in this specific part of Philly or Pennsylvania, wherever the hell I am. But it sucks. So I'm on the Northeast Extension. Like, it's not even 3:30 and it's a weekday. What are all these people doing? Doesn't anyone have a job? Like, how can there be this many people just wandering around at this time of day? I mean, I drove through big cities. I drove through Dallas. I mean, okay, that's not fair because Dallas was ice storm, whatever. But still, I drove through plenty of cities. This is crazy. I mean, I was wondering how it was going to take me so long to get home when I'm not that far away. Springfield Township. I know where I am. I mean, I don't know this road, but I know where I am. And it's crazy. It says it's going to take me over an hour to get home. Like, that's insane. And it's because of the orange and red road that's in front of me at 3 o'clock on a weekday. I don't know. It smells like waffles, which is lovely. I'm also behind
Keep left to the port to stay on I-476 north.
I'm also behind a statey. I think their only job is to drive around and impede traffic, right?
In half a mile, use the right 2 lanes to take the I-276 east exit toward New Jersey.
276. Yeah, but it smells like waffles up here, so that's fun. So yeah, my mind and soul have been getting so much attention on this trip, and so entertained, and it's been fantastic. But my body has been neglected like you couldn't believe. I am going to need 8 or 12 stretch classes, about 15 yoga classes, chiropractor, massage, Tempur-Pedic bed. And it's not like I wasn't I mean, I exercise. I hit the gym at the hotels like 3 times. I did like over 10,000 steps a couple days, you know, walking around like St. Augustine and everything like that. But otherwise, my body has been super neglected. So I'm gonna need to do that prior to getting back to regular life, is give a little attention. And aside from, you know, physical activity, eating. I've been eating terribly. I took most of my meals on the road. Come on, zipper, man. Zipper. Sorry. People don't know how to zipper. It drives me nuts. Yeah, food. I've been eating most of my meals from packages on the road, or grabbing whatever had cheese in it at the hotel restaurants. I love me some cheese. So there's not that there's anything wrong with that, but yeah, I'm gonna need to give some attention to my body now that my mind and soul are completely satiated. If that is, I ever make it home. The closer it gets to 4 o'clock, the more terrified I get that I'm never gonna make it. But I am gonna make it. It's been 6 hours since I left the Outer Banks, and I had to stop twice for gas. And I'm in this lumbering beast of a vehicle, so I think that's probably good. I feel like it's supposed to take longer than that. But it's also like, you know, closed until March. But 62 degrees here in Pennsylvania. It's fascinating. But like I said, body needs a little bit of attention prior to me trying to get back into the swing of things, which I have no idea how that's going to happen. I mean, it's obviously just going to happen. But we'll see. Try to, I don't know. Like I said, I've never taken this much time off of work since the day I started working. I hope everything lasts. I hope all the growth and you know, just everything lasts. I think it will. I had quite a few breakdowns, like in a good way, epiphanies, whatever you want to call them, aha moments on my trip. And I really think that, like I said, I mean, I had a wonderful time. That's for absolute certain. I had a wonderful time. My heart rate dropped 8 points, I think, over the past 2.5 weeks. So obviously, not only have I been enjoying myself, but I've also been relaxing. My heart rate variability went up as well. Like I said, it was a great trip. It will not be my last. I got what I needed out of it. I can't say I got what I wanted because I didn't really want anything, but I definitely got what I needed. And now what I need is, like I said, to get my body back on track. But that shouldn't take too much time. My hips from all this sitting. Stretching is like, flexibility actually is like the quickest thing you lose by not consistently training. My flexibility is probably gone to crap, but again, I'll get it back, and it was all worth it because I drank from the fountain of youth. That's it. I had a wonderful time. Doylestown, Jenkintown, Davisville Road. We're only slightly more clever because we use last names instead of first names. Levitttown. I feel like I've been shammed my whole life. Street Road. That's almost as bad as Newtown. Yeah, seriously, if I didn't know the area, this is horrible. It decided to bring me down 413 from Route 1. I don't know why, but the bottom line is, like I said, like, just blank slate driving through here as if I'd never been to this area before in my life. I would be like, get me the hell out of Pennsylvania. If it, brought me up through like Princeton to Upper Macon and everything like that, I'd be like, oh, what a nice area. No, this is like, it's so funny that I'm capable of going at it from, like I said, blank slate, like where I've been traveling everywhere else, and just forming an opinion, and it's horrible. I would look at this area and be like, I don't feel safe getting out of my car. I mean, it's crazy. And it's also still 60. So that might be the most disturbing aspect of it all. Oh, look, 4 cop cars. I don't know if that should make me nervous or not. It's so funny that I like I said, it's so funny to go out of blank slate. Also, another baby on board, not baby on board sticker on the car in front of me. It says tiny human on board. Mike calls me tiny human. But I also was just thinking, guys, maybe I just keep narrating my life, even being home, with my observations, because that's just seems to be what I'm doing anymore. I don't know. These roads are horrible. Look at these dilapidated houses. This cannot be a safe area. Wait. It's starting to look a little bit more put together. I'm really, honest to God, like personally curious to see when it starts to look livable. Drug-free school zone. Didn't see that anywhere else in the country. Yellow Porsche with a license plate that says Augment. Wonder what he does for a living. Rich Burrow. Not clever. Well, I made it home. Still in the RV. I just stepped into the house, which looks and smells amazing. Newtown Grant took down a lot of trees while I was gone, but yeah, it's nice here, and it's in the 60s, so it's not weird to be home. It's actually quite amazing. This is a quite amazing place. Who knew?